Yo, 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 yo. You know what it is, man. It's your favorite channel, man. It's ETB. This is Chance Up Boxing with another prediction video. I'm your boy, Jay Slay. See what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? How you doing out there?
Most definitely. It's fight time, man. Again, like I say every time, it's a big fight time. It always feels like Christmas to me. Christmas/birthday/anniversary all in one. I love fight time, man. I love them. And this is my favorite fighter currently, Terrence Crawford. 147 proving ground. His proven fight. Man, both made weight. Both fighters made weight. Both was at 146, give or take a couple ounces. I think Sean Porter was like a couple ounces heavier, like at 146.6, something like that. But weight is made, man. It's fight time. So, my hands is ready. Hopefully the fighters are ready. So let's get on. Let's break it down, man. Break it down for the fans. You know how we do. We always break it down with strengths and we break it down with weaknesses, and then we break it down with our prediction. So we'll start with the strengths of Sean Porter. What about Sean Porter would give Terrence Bud Crawford the most problem?
I'm gonna go with two things to me that stick out for his strengths for this fight is gonna be his work rate, him staying busy, and also I think another big thing is his experience in big fights. I think he's fought to me the better competition. He's prepared for this moment. He's been on these stages and these pay-per-view events. This being his second pay-per-view event and being in the big fight, with Keith Thurman on CBS. So he's been here on this stage, 2 or 3 times. So between his experience and his work rate, I think to me they're going to be the two main strengths for Sean Porter in this fight.
I agree with those two. I think those two are great points, but I'm going to add on to it. I'm going to say his confidence and his punch variation. Sean Porter is known for having angles when he's with his footwork, but he also throws punches from weird angles. Some of them be questionable. Some does sway behind the head a little bit from time to time, but he does throw a lot of overhands, underhands, around hands. He throws punches from every direction. So hopefully his movement in and out, his movement around Terrence Crawford, and those punches coming from different spots and different angles. Hopefully it'll give Terrence Crawford something he never seen before. What's some of the strengths you see from Bud, man, that you think is going to give Sean Porter a headache in the ring tomorrow night?
I think Sean Porter. I think Terrence Crawford's main strength is his counterpunching ability. I think he's great at timing. I think that also he has the better boxing ability along with the higher ring IQ and generalship. And I think that if he can pick those three things together and in a mix, that he can use them and know how to he's gonna have to fight at some point. He can't just sit around and box on his feet the whole fight. But if he can use all his tools in the toolbox, which he has way more than Sean Porter, then it'll work well for him in this fight.
Yeah, I'm agree. I'm gonna go with the basic one, the one everybody already know already. I'm gonna go with switch hitting. I don't see him sitting in southpaw too long in this fight. I don't see him sitting in right-handed too long in this fight. I think he's going to switch it up a lot. Every time Sean Porter resets, Sean Porter had these small gaps and periods where he want to rush you and run rush you. I think them small gaps in time is when Terrence Crawford is going to reset himself, change his position, and have Sean Porter thinking different ways to come in because now he's right-handed or now he's southpaw. So it's going to give Sean Porter a headache in that regard. All right, what's some of the weaknesses, man? What's some of the weaknesses you see of Sean Porter, man, that give you a little bit of question that he might come through with his fight or not?
The main weakness for me with Sean Porter is I'm gonna go with the size and the reach advantage because I feel like he's gonna have to take the fight to Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford can stay on the outside because he's a lot longer and he's not really taller because it don't really matter, but he's longer as far as his reach, and he don't have to initiate. He can sit back and box all night and win 9 or 10 rounds. Sean Porter's gonna have to be the guy that's gonna have to force the fight. He's gonna have to find his way inside. He's gonna have to be, like I said, educated pressure. You just can't run in on Terrence Crawford. So he's the guy that's gonna have to initiate and take the chances. So to me, that's his biggest weakness is that Terrence Crawford don't have to do anything but sit there and just be him. Sean Porter's gonna have to be the guy that's gonna have to jump in and jump out and have to get in that fire zone to try to make it a competitive fight.
That's a good one. I agree with that one. I'm going to say the wars he's been in already. Sean Porter has been in, especially recently, a lot of wars, man. Even though he beat Danny Garcia pretty easily, he took some shots from Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is a big puncher. He was in a back and forth war with Earl Spence Jr. He was in the back and forth war with Keith Thurman. He He was in a back and forth war with Ugas. He's been in a lot of back and forth wars in the past recent years. So that's my weakness I see with him. I think at some point in time, your body started to break down. And the way Sean Porter been talking to me and the way he's been maneuvering, like he's kind of looking at a life outside of boxing, I think he also know it too. I think he feels like, ain't so many wars you're going to take. And this is going to be a war. If he want to win this fight, he has to make it a war, like you said a minute ago. So is this going to be one too many wars? Or does he think he has enough to get through this war and hopefully continue with his career? We'll see, man. Terrence Crawford is a decent puncher, man. So we'll see. All right, what's some of the weaknesses you see that Bud has, man, that you think Sean Porter is going to take full advantage of and upset Terrence Bud Crawford?
He ain't got no chin. No, I'm playing. No, he's ain't it. No, he ain't playing. But I think the main weakness to me is two things. The one that I will pick first is his experience in big time fights as far as his level of competition. I think Sean Porter is the best fighter he's ever fought. I think he's head and shoulders better than everybody he's fought. So it's going to be a jump up in competition that he has to adjust to. And I think the other thing is, which I don't know if it's a weakness, but I've been watching Terrence Crawford, his feet is slowing down. And that is very important in this fight. He's not moving around like he was against Victor Postol. He's not on his feet like he used to be. I don't know, it's because he think he's a bigger puncher, you don't have to do it, or maybe he's getting older, his feet is slowing down. And if he can't move around in this fight because his feet is slowing down and he starts to show that he's 34 years old, that could be a problem in this fight.
I see that one. What I'm gonna say is his confidence level. It could be a good thing, but in my case, I think in this case it could be a bad thing. You can't go in here overconfident. You can't go in here thinking that he's automatically going to win this fight. Sean Porter is here to fight, so Bud being too confident in the fact that he's the number one pound for pound fighter and he's a big favorite in this fight, and he got ESPN backing him, and everybody picking him to win for the most part. He can't go ahead and thinking that he already won this fight. He got to go ahead and show and prove. Well, I don't think Terrence Crawford will do that. Like you said, this is his first fight on this level, in my opinion, when it comes to, a fight where people are actually saying it's 50-50. While it was other fighters that people had gave him a chance of losing to, it was never this close of people saying he had a chance to lose. So I think he'll use that energy. Hopefully he'll use it to his advantage. But if he doesn't use it to his advantage, it could most definitely get in the way and make him overconfident and make him, show some vulnerabilities in spots where he don't need to be showing vulnerabilities at. Or it will have him looking to exchange in spots where he don't need to exchange in if he's overconfident. He needs to stick to a game plan and follow through with that game plan. But here you go, man. It's fight time, prediction time. We lost track a long time ago on, our scorecards, whatever. It's somewhere up in the fire. I'm pretty sure you're still ahead because I think I made some choices early that was all with the heart and not with the mental. So that's kind of why I'm behind a little bit. But I think this one right here is pretty much an easy call for me. But I'm gonna let you go first. What is your prediction for this fight, and how do you see that person winning the fight?
I think this is a very close fight. It's a lot of question marks in this fight that I don't really have an answer to, and I've been back and forth about who I want to pick. I feel like like I said then, if Terrence Crawford feet is not like they used to be, and he can't move around the ring, I think he's gonna lose. I think if he can't get on his feet and use them at certain points of the fight, if he's gonna just be stationary and think he's gonna fight with Sean Porter, I think it's a mistake, in my opinion. And with Sean Porter, like I said, he has to engage and get in that foul zone and take a.
You gotta be shitting me, yo. At the end of the show. Huh?
We still going? Can we still go? Oh,
let's go now. You back up now. You back out again.
I'm back.
Oh shit. Matter of fact, I found a way to edit it out. Let me finish what you were saying.
And I feel like he's gonna have to get in that foul zone, and that's gonna be dangerous because Terrence Crawford is a powerful puncher in both hands that can counterpunch, and I think he has the kind of power that can catch Sean Porter and hurt him. So to me, I've been back and forth. I think that Sean Porter, for him to win, he's gonna have to make it ugly, a high work rate, and just steal rounds. It's not gonna be the prettiest, but he cannot allow Bud Crawford to think. he has to be in his chest and make it a fight where he takes Bud Crawford IQ out of the fight. And the only way he can do that is make him think fast and not make him more react than a thinker. Because if you give him time to sit back and think, he's gonna pick him apart. But if he keeps the fight at a high pace and he don't allow Bud to think and he's just reacting, he might can catch him like Mean Machine, or he might can outwork him and get better in some of those exchanges. So for me, I really want to go with a draw, but that'll be the easy way out. So I'm gonna take Terrence Crawford by a split decision in a very close fight, but it's gonna be so close that if you're a Terrence Crawford fan, you're gonna say if he loses, you're gonna say he got screwed, and if you're a Sean Porter fan or a Terrence Crawford hater, you're gonna say that he got screwed. To me, it's gonna be that close that whoever side you on and they didn't win, you're gonna say they got robbed. So I'm gonna go with Terrence Crawford by split decision, but it's gonna be close enough where people are gonna be 50-50 on who won.
Yeah, I can see that, but everything you pretty much said is where I'm sitting at. I think it's pretty much leaning on what Terrence Crawford does. But we all know what Sean Porter is going to do. Sean Porter is going to be in his face. Sean Porter is going to want to stay in his chest. Sean Porter is going to take some punches to get into his chest. So we know that. So we pretty much, like you finished saying, you pretty much leaning on it all depends on what Terrence Crawford does. And to me, that automatically, it kind of spells out who's the winner anyway. When a person has to do something outside their normal self to lose a fight, you kind of have to look at it and say that's probably not going to happen. But when a person who has to beat themselves plus some, because Sean Porter had to beat himself, plus he can't do what he did against Ugas, plus he can't do what he did against Spence, plus he can't do what he did against Keith Thurman. He has to be better than those 3 fights that he had. I don't see Sean Porter being able to pull that off. I don't see him being able to be better than, especially the Errol Spence fight. I don't see him being able to be better than he was the night of Errol Spence fight. Like I said earlier, he's been in a lot of wars, man. And lately in his most recent fights, he's been hurt. He's been either dazed or he touched the deck. And you can say the same about Terrence Crawford. You say Terrence Crawford been dazed in a couple of fights. But to me, as of late in recent memory, it's been Sean Porter more who's been dazed and hurt. So to me, this has been a recipe of a stoppage, man. I'm going for 11-round stoppage. I think Sean Porter is going to get caught. He's gonna come in early. He's gonna have a high work rate early. Early in the fight, he's gonna have the stamina to do so. I think Terrence Crawford gonna find his rhythm and gonna be picking him apart with those shots that you don't see. And over time, it's gonna slow Sean and have him thinking the same way it was when he was fighting Earl, the same way it was when he was fighting Keith. It's gonna have him thinking and have him change his game plan. I see his dad gonna be in there fussing him out, saying, "Why you changing the game plan to this, to that?" His dad gonna keep him in the fight a little bit, but it's gonna make him more vulnerable, I feel. So I think around 11th round, I don't see him knocking out Porter, but I do see possible a referee stoppage. I see him being dazed in here and I see Bud's a killer, man. Once Bud get you hurt, man, he's on you. So I see a referee party stop coming in and stop the fight. So yeah, it's my pick, man. I got Bud by 11th round stoppage. There you go. You got anything else you want to ask you this video, man?
We'll throw the odds right quick because we're getting people money. Y'all, it's up to y'all to take it.
We're
throwing money out there for y'all. So I guess we can go over the odds right quick. For the odds right now, Bud is almost a 5-1 favorite. So if you want to take a Porter, put $20 down, you win almost $100 right now. As far as taking Bud straight up, I think it's like a 6-1 underdog. So it's kind of hard to take that because you could bet $100 and win and only win like $15. So it's no point of doing it that way. And also, I think if you pick Bud to stop him, like Jay just said, it's almost a straight up bet. I think it's like if you bet, I think it's a little bit more. If you bet 100, you win like 115. If you take Bud to stop Sean Porter. So to me, the 3 best bets would be if you think Bud can stop him, to go with that one. But if you don't, you can go with Sean Porter for the upset, which is a nice odds, which is almost 5-1. But to me, I think the best odd of the night for me was the special I'm giving to y'all. It's the draw. The draw is 20-1. So if it's a competitive and close fight, it's a possibility of a draw. And if you put $20 on a draw, you will win $400. So for the odds, they are most interesting odds to me.
And you gotta look at what that draw too. That draw it's really higher probability than a lot of people think. Like you said, Sean Porter is pretty much guaranteed to win a lot of the early rounds, and Terrence Crawford could win a lot of the later rounds. If it's a good enough fight, people might want to see it again, and the judges might think that also, and they might make it a draw just for the rematch. So
and people got to understand, when you got 3 judges and 3 different people, sometimes they like different things. So maybe Sean Porter dog style, and even though he really landing, he's trying, he's throwing punches, and he's going wild, and the crowd is going crazy, and he's hitting 1 out of every 5 punches. And one referee, they may say, I think he winning those rounds. But then Terrence Crawford in them same rounds could be getting the better, cleaner shots, the pop shots, ring generalship, and another judge may say, I like that better. So it all depends on what the judges like too. So that's why I say draw can actually happen, because all it takes is 2 or 3 different judges seeing 2 or 3 different fights, and you got a draw.
That's all it take, man. That's all it take. 2 of the 3 got to agree, and if not, like you said, it's gonna be a winner. But with that being said, man, the CTB. This is Chin Tuck Boxing. Looking forward to this fight. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say peace to him, man.
All right, everybody, remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, comment. Let's keep this channel growing. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing. But most of all, God, peace, and love, and we out of here.
Undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world. From Omaha, Nebraska.
In favor of the winner, remaining undefeated, proving he is one of the elite champions of the sport.